I wrote this book because I thought about where I came from, and I was told by Harvey Mackay, who's a great writer and business person, he said, "Manny, your book really is about overcoming odds and not the boxcar, because you had more than the boxcar to deal with." But just for a moment, I want to walk through a couple things here. Read the book, please. I don't know if you know me or care about the Jackson family or this legacy I've tried to put together, but read the book. It's a story of a lot of people, and it's one person that slipped through the net, and it was a horrible net that had to be slipped through to move into greater society. It kind of explores the life of a person who was born in a railroad boxcar in Ilmo, Missouri, a town that doesn't even exist today, only in name. And I got in an argument with my wife 2 days ago because we were born into a blended family of 14 of us, so in the boxcar. And the boxcar is 58 feet long, and if I think about shooting a free throw the other side, it's a short free throw, it's like 12, 15 feet. But she says that's not a blended family, she says, "Manny, honey." She said, "A blended family is when you have, divorced couples, that kind of stuff." I said, "Let me tell you something. In that family, that boxcar of 14, we had a little bit of everything going on in there." It was all going on in there. And I tried to think, how could you do this and have so much good fortune and meet so many great people? And I tell you, I've been to 105 countries. And it's the best recollection, the best of my memories of all the events and the influences that I had. My wife said to me again, she said, "I read the book, but you left out my dad." And I said, "The one to use the N-word? When I met you?" I said, "No, I don't forget. I love the guy. But he didn't have the kind of influence on my life that Joe Luco had, for example." You know what I'm saying? Or the kind of impact that the Vaughn family had. And I said, "Excuse me, but there's a writer called Stephen King, and Stephen King's a famous author. And he's very clear. He said, life is plotless, so your book's going to be plotless." And he said, life, when you write your memoirs, your book, if you really do it right, and I started this 10 years ago, the book takes over. So when you read this, I want you to think, this is my stream of consciousness of what mattered to me and what struck me as I reflected over 70 plus years and started writing 10 years ago, the impact that it had on me.